The aim of this project is to produce coffee ground as a commercial tablet to provide low-cost bioabsorbent for textile industry. Textile industry and their dye wastewater has been increasing proportionally, causing a major problem of water pollution. It is estimated about 5,000 tons of dye wastewater are discharged into the environment every year. So by producing this low-cost bioabsorbent, we can treat industrial dye wastewater, which eventually will decrease the amount of water pollution. Furthermore, coffee ground plays an important role in this production. So by reusing it, we can eventually decrease the amount of agriculture waste.
Objective for our experiments are: first, to identify the best formulation for coffee ground based biosorbent. Second is to determine the optimal dosage of biosorbent on the rate of dye remove. Third is to determine the contact time of biosorbent on the rate of dye remove. Last is to determine the optimal pH of dye wastewater on the rate of dye remove.
Hypothesis. There is 4 hypotheses. First, the formation that contains the best percentage of binder will produce the best coffee ground tablets. Second, the higher the number of dosages, higher the percentage of dye removed. Third, the longer the contact time, higher the percentage of dye removed. Fourth, the lower the pH, the higher the percentage of dye removed. Literature review. Dye is a colored substance that chemically bonds to substrate to which is being applied. Most of them are insoluble in water. Methylene blue is a synthetic dye that is non-degradable in nature. There are about 10,000 different commercial dyes and pigments. Exist over 700,000 tons of synthetic dyes are produced annually worldwide. It is estimated that about 10% to 15% of the dye are lost in the dye wastewater during dyeing processes. Dye wastewater may cause significant risk to the environment by preventing the reoxygenation capacity of the water and cut off the sunlight. This causes the increase of the biological oxygen demand (BOD) and decrease the DO in water bodies. According to the Department of Environment in Malaysia, for treated wastewater to be disposed in the water bodies, the standard level of BOD must be lower than 20 mg per liter. The half-life of dye is very high, so they can remain in the environment for long. There are a few methods that used to treat the dye wastewater, which include chemical degradation, biological treatment, membrane separation, and absorption. However, those methods are simple in design, but their uses are restricted due to high cost. So to overcome this problem, many researchers have investigated the possibility of using agro-based material, which are inexpensive as absorbent. Recently, many researchers have attempted to use alternative low-cost sorbent from agriculture waste. Some of the alternative sorbent are activated carbon prepared from rice husks. According to Statista.com, in 2018, 600,000 kilograms of coffee have been consumed in Malaysia. Average Malaysian is said to consume about 2.5 cups per day. This increased the amount of agriculture waste. More than 9 million tons of spent coffee ground were sent to landfills. They create methane, which greenhouse gas that can cause global warming. Coffee ground contain high amount of nitrogen. When scattered across soil and rain or watering, they will slowly release nitrogen to soil. Method for tablet preparation. The coffee ground tablet is prepared by wet granulation technique. The coffee ground will be mixed with xanthan gum and starch according to formulation table. Hence, the granule been molded and dried in drying oven.
First of all is I want to talk about the preparation of dye solution. First is we take the stock solution will be prepared by dissolving 1 1000 mg weight quantity of the dye in 1 liter distilled water.
Effect of the dosage of coffee ground and the contact time. 3 sets of 1 liter conical flask containing 500 ml of 2 different types sample of dye wastewater. Different amount of tablet, which is 1 tablet, 2 tablet and 3 tablet, was added to each flask. The experiment was conducted on the orbital shaker at 150 rpm at the room temperature. The sample was withdrawn at the certain contact time, which is 5 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours and 24 hours, and filtered by the filter paper. The absorption efficiency was determined by UV spectrophotometer.
Next is the effect of the pH of dye wastewater. First, the optimal dosage of coffee ground tablet and 50 mg per liter of the dye wastewater will be added. Then, the pH is adjusted to 3, 5, 7, 10 and also 13 using 1 molar HCl and 1 molar NaOH solution. Then, it will be placed on orbital shaker at 150 rpm for 24 hours at 35 degrees Celsius. Last is the absorbent will be measured for supernatant solution by using spectrophotometer.
The tablet preparation. A comparative study of hardness and dissolvability of all 3 formulations were done and time was recorded. Formulation 2 consists 97.5% of coffee ground and 2.5% of binder, which was starch and xanthan gum, are the best. Formulation 2 takes less time to dissolve than formulation 3, and it is not too fragile compared to formulation 1.
For the dosage, the amount of adsorbent dye and the dye removal efficiency was calculated. The extent of the dye removal by the coffee ground tablet was found to be increased with the increase of the dosage until it obtained the optimal percentage removal of the dye wastewater. For methylene blue, the most of the dye were removed at the absorbent dosage of 20 and 30 grams at the initial concentration of 100 mg per liter. For the methylene blue, the final concentration was 60.42 mg per liter, with the dye removal efficiency was 41.03%. While for the crystal violet, the final concentration was 2.863 mg per liter, with the dye removal efficiency was 97.16%. From the result, the dosage with 30 grams of coffee ground has the highest amount of the dye removal efficiency. However, the optimum dosage was 20 grams, as the solution became viscous and turbid when 30 grams of coffee ground was added.
The dye removal by using coffee ground tablet was increasing with the increase of contact time. The result showed that the removal of methylene blue and crystal violet was to be found increasing with time and attained a maximum value of absorbent, which was 0.120 and 0.102 at 24 hours. Figure 1.0, 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3 shows the absorption equilibrium was established at 24 hours. The removal of dye wastewater using methylene blue and crystal violet was to be found rapid at the initial period from 5 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours and 24 hours of contact time. But then it started to decrease with the increase of the second period of contact time. This is due to the strong attractive force between the dye wastewater molecules and the absorbent. Last but not least, as contact time increases, the absorbent value of the dye wastewater decreases. But after some time, it gradually approached an equilibrium which was 24 hours.
Furthermore, discussion effect of pH in dye wastewater is at pH 3, the dye removal are the most, and also the coffee tablet perform well on acidic pH compared to basic pH. So it proved that with decreasing of pH, the removal rate of dye wastewater tended to increase. The conclusion for our experiment are: firstly, objective of research is achieved. Secondly is coffee ground tablet makes a good biosorbent for the removal of dye wastewater. Last is it serves as low cost and efficiency absorbent for removal of dye wastewater.
For the future direction, first, examine the capabilities and the effectiveness on the wide range of dye wastewater from industry, as industry use a different type of dye wastewater. Second, experimenting with the new raw waste material to create a new biosorbent, for example, by the coconut husk or the fruit peel. And lastly, approaching and creating a new method on the large-scale treatment and implementation.